Hi guys, what is up? Today we are going to be talking about Āhat and Anāhat. Okay, these are two sections of sound according to the Hindu philosophy. But before I get into it, the tune I just played, you know, is that the tune is set in the C major scale of the keyboard. So the swar would be p pa dha pa dha pa dha pa sare pa dha pa dha pa dha pa sare. So now, if I were to ask you, what makes this tune possible? I guess you would say sound, the note, which is not entirely wrong, but it is also not entirely correct, right? Because what makes this tune possible is the rhythm, and what makes the rhythm possible is that there is gap between the sounds, right? It is not just there is a certain gap. There is a rhythm which flows. And we right now, or science for example, would understand the sound. But what's this which happens between my clapping? That is something that we are going to be talking about today. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back. So in the Hindu philosophy, sound is divided, like I said, into two sections: Āhat and Anāhat. Āhat is the struck sound, okay, which is present in the physical material dimension. This is a sound which happens when two objects strike together, like my clapping or playing of these notes or me talking, right? Anāhat, on the other hand, is not a physical sound. It is not present in the physical reality, but is rather a divine sound. Okay, it exists in the spiritual dimension, let's say. And Āhat is a way to get to the Anāhat, okay, which basically means that the physical is a way to get to the spiritual, right? And I think, and music is the best way to explain this and understand this, because if there was only Āhat and no Anāhat, there would not be any music. And obviously, if there was only Anāhat and no Āhat, there would again be no music. So, even to produce music, you need a combination of two. Āhat and Anāhat must coexist like they do in reality. There is a dual relationship, like all things in nature. Most things in nature have a dual relationship. Shiva Shakti, yin yang. The universe is both a fabric of space and time. Light is both particle and wave. This duality is very understand, and this duality is extremely well understood by the ancient Hindus and also the old world civilizations. Okay, but this is not about duality, so let's continue and get back to Sare, right? So the gap I was talking about, the nothingness, that's a very important aspect. If I were to change the gap in between, the rhythm would change, right? If I were to do pa pa dha pa pa dha pa dha pa sare pa pa dha pa dha pa sare, the rhythm changes, the tempo changes, right? So what makes this sound possible? Coming back to the question I asked you, what makes this sound possible is both the note and then the silence that comes in between the next note. This silence, this Anāhat, as the ancient Hindus understood it, is a very, very, very important aspect of our lives. Not just music, but of our lives. And the issue with the world today is that it is scientifically driven. And science is based, like I said in my last video, science is based and understands only physical reality. For example, a scientific instrument would be able to measure this as sound or frequency or note or whatever. But what about this? There is no way to measure nothing. Science would turn a blind eye towards this and just move on to the next measurement, right? But according to the ancient Hindus, there is divinity in this as well. So, what do you get when the current driving order of the world is only understands the Āhat but has no idea about the Anāhat? In fact, science is not only blindly ignorant towards spirituality, but it is also arrogantly dismissive of it. They don't believe in it. They don't want us to talk about it. The belief that all things are material and all life ends in material, it's not a new one, to be very honest with you. We had चारवाक, हमारे पास भी चारवाक थे जिन्होंने बोला कि जो भी है वो material है, जो that's all that exists, and that's a fine thought to have. But when that thought is enforced and imposed upon people, when people are educated in the same way again and again, what happens is that we lose a spiritual aspect of the world, which is very important, very, very important. And it's important because world just would not exist without it. Music would not exist without it. So it is very important for us to understand the difference between Āhat and Anāhat. It is very important to understand that the world is moving not only because of physics but also spirituality. And if we understand only physics and not spirituality, we will be living a life which is half understood. We will be creating a world which is ill-devised, and we will be the ones who will have to forcefully live in it. And as we live in it, we'll keep aching for that spirituality, for that divinity, which is now, sadly, very rare to find. Thank you if you have stuck with me till the end of this video. I will see you again in the next one. Thank you. Take care. Alvida.